But what I discovered was that you don't have to be born in a certain neighborhood. You don't have to be born in a certain family. You don't have to have a certain socioeconomic status. It only takes one thing to get what you see other people have that you want. It's called effort. I don't need to get so consumed with college. I don't need to get so consumed with the stuff. Listen to me, this is how you do it first. The first thing CJ and I did over 6-7 years ago with no money, no human resources, no building, no funding, no support. The first thing we did was we dreamed, we wrote the dream down, we slept the dream, we ate the dream, we rehearsed the dream, we looked at the dream, we talked about the dream, we slept with the dream, we woke up to the dream, we wore the dream, and now boom, it's our reality. And for some of you, you stop dreaming. You dream for a week and you stop because things around you don't look good. You dream for a month, then when you get hit in the mouth, you quit and you give up. You dream for a while, and when people tell you crazy, and when people tell you stupid, and when people tell you can never get done, you stop dreaming and you go back to knowledge. And I dare you to use your imagination. I dare you when you're broke to use your imagination. I dare you when you're rich to use your imagination. I dare you under every single circumstance. Keep dreaming. Keep looking at your dream. Keep focusing on your dream. Keep going after the dream because that's where true success is.
The most common question that I've been asked from people from all walks of life, trying to pursue all different types of things. An idea that's been sitting and hanging and creeping in the back corners of their mind. The most common question is, am I ready? You know, am I ready? How do I know that I'm ready? How do I know that now is the time? How do I know that now is the time for me to make that jump, to take that leap, to make the move? How do I know if I'm ready? Am I ready? And every single time, no matter who asked me that question, no matter where we are, I gave them the same exact answer, and that is no. No, you're not ready. No, you're not ready. No, you're not ready. No, you'll never be ready. All right? You'll never be ready for the amount of work that you're going to have to do. You're never going to be ready for the amount of focus that you're going to have to commit to. You're never going to be ready for how much you're going to have to walk away from before you get to where you're going to have to go. You'll never be ready to lose more than you win. You'll never be ready for all the people who will doubt you and hate on you and lead you. You'll never be ready for the sacrifice and struggle and suffering before you succeed. Stop asking yourself if you're ready, because you're not. And start asking yourself if you're willing. Are you willing? Are you willing to put in the work? Right? Are you willing to live in the dirt? Are you willing to give up everything that you once thought was important to go after that one thing that you truly love? Are you willing to be doubted? Are you willing to be cast aside? Are you willing for people to walk away from you? Are you willing to leave the people that hold you back? Are you willing to live simple and light and focused and free? Are you willing to take on every challenge that comes your way? Are you willing to box every obstacle that comes face to face? Are you willing to pick yourself up when you're too tired to move? Are you willing to keep going no matter what hits you? If you are willing to take on whatever comes, to fight through whatever faces you, then go for it.
Everybody has the desire to do something. But they don't have that, they don't know how to really complete the process of dedicating themselves and having the discipline to do it. If you got the desire, you got to match that desire with your dedication, and you got to match it with your discipline. It may not happen at the moment that you want it to, but you got to understand the process. Everybody wants it yesterday.
What happens is a lot of people set goals, and they have this big goal, and they look at it like this giant staircase, and they're like, that just seems impossible. There's no way. It looks too hard. It looks too much work, and they don't ever start. They set a goal. Yeah, I want to be at the top of that staircase. It's easy to write that down, but when they go to actually start climbing it, they just go, that's just too. True. But if all you did was just look at the first step and get on that first step, and then when you're on that step, just look at the next step. That's it. Don't look up. Just look at that next step.
You got to understand that it's not going to be easy. People think that there's no challenges. Again, people want it yesterday.
Most people want the convenience of transformation without the inconvenience.
What we do is we kind of check out because it feels overwhelming, or we check out because we're afraid, or we check out because we start listening to self-doubt, and then we make these teeny tiny decisions all day long. We don't even realize it. A decision to not get up on time, a decision to not eat the right thing, a decision to snap at your kids, a decision to not speak in a meeting, a decision to not look for a job, like whatever it is. All day long, these tiny decisions that take you so far off track. And then you wake up and you look at your life and you think, how the hell did I get here?
The reason why a lot of people won't become who they want is because they're too attached to who they've been. And you hear it all the time when people say, I've always been this way. Okay, well, if that's working for you, keep doing that.
Every single person who has ever done anything worthwhile or exceptional or difficult or extraordinary, anyone, whether it's great artists or authors or mathematicians or whatever it is, everyone encounters difficulties. There is no easy road. It does not exist. It is impossible. Everyone has issues. When you come up with excuses for why other people are successful and you're not, that is dangerous. When you give yourself an escape, yeah, well, that's easy for you to say, you do this, you do. Trust me, everybody has a hard road.
You have to look at the bigger picture. You have to have belief in yourself, and you have to have faith in yourself. And faith is not really just having or understanding that everything will be okay, but faith is understanding that if things don't go your way, or if it doesn't turn out the way you want to, it's still gonna be okay.
We all go through hard times. We all go through depression. We all go through doubt and then moments in your life where it's really difficult. That is what makes you a person. And those difficult moments are what build your character. Show me a great man who's the son of a great man. That's what we're saying. These kids that are born billionaires, you're never going to be a self-made person. You have a backup trust for your backup trust for your trust.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
If you don't push yourself, you don't find out where the boundaries of your current skill level are, and you don't fall, you don't get any better. No matter how talented, experienced, or privileged somebody else is, you can beat anybody at anything. You can accomplish any goal you set your sights on over time. If you are just more consistent than everybody else around you, you will win every race that you run.
I had this idea, dude, I tell you, I think I can do this, The problem was I didn't have any evidence that I could do it. And so what I did at 25 years old is I did two things that changed my life. Number one, I got my ethics in. Ethics, what was ethical to me, not to you, not to somebody else, but I had to get my own moral code. I quit smoking weed, quit hanging around druggies, quit doing weekends like everybody else. Everybody around me, I looked around, I'm like, all these guys, man, are losing. They're not doing well, they're not getting better, they're telling the same stories over and over. I gave up my weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, no more.
But the problem is this sense of impatience. It's as if an entire generation is standing at the foot of a mountain. They know exactly what they want. They can see the summit. What they can't see is the mountain. This large, immovable object.
Because there's a lot of people out there that are constantly trying to improve themselves by looking for the one change. The one change, right? The one change in their life that's gonna make their dreams come true. And even worse, on top of that, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of self-help gurus, and they're trying to sell the one thing. They're trying to sell the 9 steps or the enlightened path that's going to allow you to unlock all of your human potential and fulfill the dreams so you can live the life that you've always wanted to live. Now, I'm no guru. And I definitely don't claim to be. I'm just a man. But I will tell you this. It isn't one thing. And it isn't 10 things. And it isn't 100 things. It isn't a quick path. And there are no shortcuts. Meditation won't get you there. And neither will a miracle drug or an organic supplement or some superfood. Getting better isn't a hack or a trick or a one change that you need to make. Getting better is a campaign. It's a campaign. It's a daily, a weekly, it's an hourly fight. An incessant fight that doesn't stop against weakness and against temptation and against laziness. It's a campaign of discipline. It's a campaign of hard work and dedication. It's waking up early and going to bed late and grinding out every second in between. Every single day. So, you want to get better? You want to self-improve? Stop looking for a shortcut and go find your alarm clock. Find your discipline. And find your guts and your passion and your drive and find your will. And then you will find your freedom.
And I think anybody who's watching right now, they may not be the most talented entrepreneur or salesman or an amazing craft of content. But if they outwork somebody, that is a variable that feels in control. Somebody wants to start a YouTube show, if they do it 365 days a year versus somebody that does it 137 days a year, and they're equally as talented, the person that does it 365 is going to win. I mean, that's just the truth. And it's the only practical advice that I think I can give. Go get more talent. I can't say that. But, work harder and go to less happy hours and don't watch entire seasons of House of Cards, that feels real.
People need to know you for one major thing first. He works. He produces. The guy's there every day. The guy's pushing and shoving. Because the truth is, no matter how good your ideas are, how good your art is, or how good your skill set is, if you're not working, man, if you're not vibrating at a frequency that people say, my God, how does that guy do all that? If you're not vibrating at that rate, 10x levels, massive action, tremendous work ethic that's just a muscle now, and it's just a discipline in your life, and it's a way. Look, if you're not working at that level, you're not going to make it.
The problem is, this entire generation has an institutionalized sense of impatience, and do they have the patience to go on the journey to maintain love, to feel fulfilled, or do they just quit and on to the next, dump and on to the next?
Because everybody wants to come up with excuses. I spend my life reading excuses on social media and my inbox. I'm this, I wasn't born that way, I wasn't born here, this, I'm a female, I'm an immigrant, I'm a minority, I'm transgender. Excuses. Reality. By the way, I truly believe those are disadvantages. I'm not naive. The problem is, nobody cares.
Stop saying any of those things. Every single person who has ever done anything worthwhile or exceptional or difficult or extraordinary, anyone, whether it's great artists or authors or mathematicians or whatever it is, everyone encounters difficulties. There is no easy road. It does not exist. It is impossible. Everyone has issues. If you have time to pursue a hobby, if you have time to do anything in your life, you can better yourself. And here's one way you never better yourself. When you come up with excuses for why other people are successful and you're not. That is dangerous. When you give yourself an escape, trust me, everybody has a hard road. I wanted to jump out a window several times during my young life. I wanted to jump in front of a train and just end it because there's too much pressure. We all go through hard times. We all go through depression. We all go through doubt and moments in your life where it's really difficult and you're trying to figure out what your path is going to be. It's hard as shit, but that is what makes you a person. And those difficult moments are what build your character.
It's not about outdoing anyone. It's about how to outdo yourself. Some people see the thing that they want, and some people see the thing that prevents them from getting the thing that they want.
Success is your duty. It is your obligation and your responsibility.
Take ownership of your mistakes, take ownership of your shortfalls, take ownership of your problems, and then take ownership of the solutions that will get those problems solved. Take ownership of your mission. Take ownership of your job, of your team, of your future, and take ownership of your life. And lead. Lead yourself and your team and the people in your life. Lead them all to victory. Don't just listen. Don't just listen. Do. Put this information to work. Make today count. Every day. Get aggressive and attack, whether it's on the battlefield or on the beat or in the factory or on the farm or on the construction site or on the website, in the garage or in the firehouse. Don't hesitate. Step forward and get after it. Make today count. Every day.
They try to count me out. They ain't want me to have this Apple deal. They ain't want me to have this Epic deal. They ain't want me to have Jay-Z as my manager.
You were homeless. There's no way you can be the best speaker in the world. No, Eric, you can't do it. You're a high school dropout.
That's the Dave trying to finish you.
You know, in the beginning, we went to every single label, and every single label shut their door on us. The genius thing that we did was we didn't give up. We didn't say, because these guys, you know, we use that what do they know approach. You know, we didn't give up at that point.
Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I want to do every day for the rest of my life? Do that.
I want to make something. I want to make the next Ralph Lauren. They say people don't stand up and protect their dreams. People are too scared of getting, you know, spoofed in a way. And the irony of it is so many people that are creatives. Think about a creative person in school. When you picture them, you probably picture them all the way in the back of class, sketching or maybe getting beat up. And I'm the one creative, and this is the reason why I went on stage. This is the reason why I did this, because creatives have got beat up my entire life. And there's moments where I stood up to drug dealers in Chicago and said, you can't have my publishing, come and kill me. Do whatever you're gonna do, but you're not going to bully me. You're not gonna stop me, because my mother made me believe in myself. No matter how many people tell me, stop believing in yourself. Stop saying what you can do. Stop affirming what you're gonna do and then completing that in real life. That's the improper way to do it. I refuse to follow those rules that society has set up in the way that they control people with low self-esteem, with improper information, with branding, with marketing. I refuse to follow those rules.
Everybody thought I was crazy, but there was something in me that just wouldn't listen to me. I made a decision, and I was gonna see that decision through.
You cannot stop believing in any way. No matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody tells you, you have to know it beyond knowing it.
Don't play yourself. Like, I know it's hard. I know the budget ain't no money. Oh, I know it might happen in a year or 10 years.
It's not always going to be easy. They're not going to give it to you. They're not going to give you success. They're not going to put it on a platter. But if you're willing to work for it, if you're willing to put the sweat, the blood, the tears, if you're willing to earn it, they don't give away Bentleys. They're never on sale.
Don't wait for somebody to challenge you. Don't wait. Challenge yourself, and you will win more. Like, you know how people, I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna challenge that, man. I'm gonna challenge myself to be greater.
Whatever you need to do it.
I realized that there are people with incredible talent and no motivation. And then there are other people that are willing to work their ass off who don't have a natural ability, but will become successful because they're so determined.
Know what your target is. Don't guess it. Be as clued up as the next man, because that's your petrol. That's your fuel to get you moving. If you don't know where you're going, what your targets are, you're never going to get there. Period.
I always questioned myself in the best of times, even when I was world #1 for many, many weeks and months in a row. At certain times during the year I said, what can I improve? What do I need to change? Because if you don't do anything, or you just do the same thing over and over again, you stay the same. And staying the same means going backwards, because the other guys are working hard and improving. So I always needed to find ways to improve my game as well.
The day you stop evaluating yourself, the day you stop growing, the day you stop getting better is the day you die. Is the day the person who's trying to catch you will catch you. If you're not where you want to be, it's because you're not who you need to be right now.
This isn't about parties. Stop crying and just keep hustling. Hustle is the most important word ever. And that's what you need to do.
I'm willing to struggle through the learning process, and I never wanted to back down from a challenge, even one that I just posed for myself.
I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to fall over, make a mistake.
You cannot achieve success without failure. It doesn't come easy. You're gonna have to go out there and get it. Nobody's gonna give you nothing. There's no rescue team coming, no National Guard, no aid coming, nothing. You're gonna have to go out there and get it. The only way forward is to decide that you want that dream so bad that you are gonna work harder, you're gonna get up earlier, You're gonna stay later. You're gonna push past the people who doubted you and laughed at you and hated on you.
You practice like you've never practiced before. You listen like you've never listened before. I want people not to recognize who you are. So if you're going to be free, you're going to have to free yourself. And I'm telling you right now, you can be, you can have, you can do whatever you want, but you're going to have to free yourself and stop being a victim and waiting for somebody else to open up an opportunity for you, to open up that door for you, to do for you. If you don't do for yourself, I apologize.
I want you to make a decision right now.
There's going to be blessings, there's going to be miracles, there's going to be opportunities. Oh yes, it's going to be some struggles, it's going to be some challenges, it's going to be some tests, but even the struggles are an opportunity for me to show off the victory if my mind can handle the change.
If money was no object, if you could wake up and do what you wanted to do, what would you do today? If it didn't matter what majors made the most money, if you didn't have to worry about the pile of bills sitting on your dorm room desk, if you didn't have to worry about the opinions of your friends or your parents, what would you be doing today? You see, if you don't have a passion for what you do, what's the purpose of waking up? If you wait on your alarm clocks to wake you up every day, what's the purpose? Would you get up? Every day you should have a purpose and you should fuel it with your passion. A lot of you are probably facing a similar decision. Where do you go from here? Graduate college? What's the next step, right? I'm sure you have certain opportunities, most opportunities that a lot of people don't have. But what direction do you go in? The choices you make today, tomorrow, they might affect you for the next year, 5 years, 10 years, or for the rest of your life. There's one exception to this rule. You have to love what you do. You have to have a passion for anything that is a 9 or above. Because the time that's required to make that effectively and efficiently, to make the amount of revenue that's going to keep you content, may be the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years of your life. So if you're not willing to give 30 years to become a doctor, then don't do it. Because if you don't have a passion for it, you're going to wake up one day and find out that you're just working a job.
It does not matter where you come from. I have seen people come out of the desert, walk across the desert, being born in the most dire of circumstances. Doesn't matter what your mama did, whether she did or had a PhD or no D. What matters is now, this moment, and your willingness to see this moment for what it is, accept it, forgive the past, take responsibility, and move forward. And if you're sitting around waiting on somebody to save you, to fix you, to even help you, you are wasting your time, because only you have the power to take responsibility to move your life forward. And the sooner you get that, the sooner your life gets into gear.
Then you'll really be living a limitless life. You'll be able to do the things that are important. And as Elon Musk said, if something is important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure. And that's where most people stop. And this is the one that drives me crazy. And this is the thing about really trying to do something with your life. Yes, you might fail. Yes, you might embarrass yourself. You might end up doing a faceplant. You might end up wishing that you hadn't even started. But if it's important enough, even in that moment, you've got to get back up and ask yourself, honestly, where did I fail? What was the skill that I didn't have that was required of this task? And once you stop beating yourself up, once you stop turning inward with a judgment of I'm not good enough, and you start turning inward with the judgment of I don't have good enough skills yet, then you can do something, because you know it's only a matter of time, effort, and focus between who you are today and who you need to become to actually do that thing. So don't worry about whether or not you're going to fail, because the only promise that I can make you is that you will fail.
And as long as the only promise that you're willing to make yourself is that you won't stop, ultimately you will get to the top of the mountain.
In order to build a business, in order to be the best parent, the best spouse, to do all those things that you know you want to do with your life, with your work, with your dreams, you're going to have to do things that are difficult, uncertain, or scary.
See, Nelson Mandela did it. He just did it not knowing if it were right. Mahatma Gandhi just did it not knowing if it were right. Mother Teresa just did it not looking for affirmation or confirmation. Is this right? Martin Luther King did it not even knowing if it would happen before his life ended. I mean, what are you waiting on? Are you willing to do it afraid? Are you willing to do it knowing that you got so much work to do to get it better, to get it more perfect, but are you willing to do it inside your imperfection? Do you realize that in your imperfection, you're perfect for the job?
Without commitment, you'll never start, but more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish.
You're just kind of waiting. You're waiting to get everything in order. You're waiting so that everything is in you, it's together. You're waiting to not be afraid. You're waiting to have the courage. You're waiting to have all the money. You're waiting to lose weight. How about you not wait to get it right? You figure out how does it look doing it wrong. You got to be willing to do it afraid. See, you might be waiting for the fear to stop. Well, I'm afraid, what do? Do it anyway. I'm afraid I don't quite know if I should move. Move anyway. I don't know if I should leap. Leap afraid. And then gather your courage on the way down.